What's up, guys? Jeremy Conn here. It's a Lowdown. It's all brought to you by Pickdawgz.com. Please click the like and subscribe button. And if you will, click that notification button to let you know anytime one of these gets posted. So this is an interesting one because, all right, so I'll do all the blocking and tackling, get the other stuff out of the way. Definitely check out the Inner Circle if you get a chance. Text Inner Circle to the number that you see there. If you like making big wagers, then I think this is for you. Been killing my top plays. I'll get into what happened on Monday night, although I kind of kissed my sister on Monday. At least she's good looking. So definitely check it out if you get a chance. And look, it is a little pricier, so if it's not for you, I understand. But if you like making big wagers and seeing a rated system, been very successful at it. So we're going to keep that thing rolling. Text Inner Circle to that number. Now, as far as yesterday, so I ended up going 2-2 in the props, and what sucks is the two losses I had were the props I think I gave out here because I loved Rico Dowdle in the game, and you got two props on him and he doesn't perform. That's where we're at. So the other two I had was, I think we hit the first one in the first quarter, Bryce Young over rushing yards. And I know you can't say it's hit because if there's kneel downs or anything else where he loses yards, you don't lose rushing yards on sacks in the NFL like you do in college. So don't forget that if you are betting a college quarterback's rushing prop, that any sack he takes, he loses those yards as negative rushing yards. Now, with that being said, I lost the game too. Way too many interceptions, and not interceptions for the good, more for the bad, meaning, interceptions that equal short fields. We did get one, and I think that led to a Carolina field goal, but it was just an ugly game. College hoops were nice to me yesterday. I liked Gonzaga. I had a couple other spots. I had my triple play up. I did have two hockey games up. I went 1-0-1. So again, moving up percentage wise. I feel like I've tied so many games this past week. And again, it's one of those things where last week I gave out Arizona and Kansas City on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, they were both 3. If you bet it on Sunday, by the time you got to Sunday, it was 2.5 for Arizona. So you would have lost that. And 3.5 for the Chiefs, which I still don't know how they didn't punch it in at the end of that game. And then it went to overtime. But, I think a lot of this stuff kind of evens out in the end, but it's, it can be frustrating in the moment, especially when you're giving out plays and you try to put stuff up early. Like I talked about the Cavs game yesterday. That was one of my losses in the NBA. But they benched. I didn't think Darius Garland was going to play, but literally 3 starters sat, and I think 2 other bench players sat. So it's kind of a weird day in the NBA. And it's the NBA Cup, so you're thinking that maybe they're in group play right now. And that's what we have to talk about today is the 4 NBA Cup games on Wednesday night, because there really isn't anything that I could bring up. There's no college football on Wednesday night. But the cool thing about this week is Thursday's podcast is going to be loaded. Obviously, in tomorrow's podcast, we'll be talking. So I guess I should say it this way. The one I record on Wednesday is going to be loaded because we have Thanksgiving games, 3 NFL games. I'll give out props for each one of them. Talk about the games, and then, of course, there's a college football game, which it's Memphis and Navy, I believe. And then on Friday, we got another NFL game in the early afternoon, and we have what do we have? We have a full slate of college football games and good games too. Like this is kind of rivalry week in the in college football. Georgia Tech, Arizona State, all those. Some really good ones to kind of check out, and some games that I know we're going to be all over. So the Thursday pod, the Friday pod, the Saturday pod, the Sunday, all those are going to be good and have a ton to talk about. So I like that. The thing I'm going to tell you today, and I hope people come back in the morning and check it out, I'm going to give you 4 NBA games. I'm going to tell you what I think just by looking at them. I haven't been able to break these down because I was looking going, the hell am I going to talk about today if there's no, and then of course they put the NBA Cup games up. But I'm one of these guys, I like seeing money come in. I like seeing the lines move, following some of that stuff. It's important to me. I'll run some stuff through algorithms and see what they're spitting out as well. But don't bet these games. I'll come back in the morning and tell you which games I like. I'm just going to talk about the spreads and how I'm looking at it now. So that way you guys can kind of see, is it any different in the morning when I come back and do this. But I will list how I feel about these games in the morning. But again, I got to talk about them now, so it's kind of like, I don't want to tell people to bet games that I wouldn't put my hard-earned money on right now. I would not bet any one of these games right now as I'm doing this. These are ones I would clearly wait until I have a lot more information, because I broke down all of today's slate. And even though I'm recording this a little later than I normally do, I just looked and saw these lines, so I figured we could talk about the games in some capacity. Let me do this. Let me talk about what I liked on Tuesday night. I was on Philly, Lakers, Clippers under, Philly up 76ers, excuse me. College hoops, I liked Iowa State, the New Mexico State, Cal Irvine over, the Michigan Auburn under, and went back to Gonzaga. I don't think the Terps can do that back-to-back nights. They played well against UNLV. I'm not sure how good this team is. They were kind of piecemealed together. I think they're good enough to beat some average teams. And I think at the end of the year, they'll be okay. But again, I don't know that they match up well with Gonzaga. College football, we talked about it. My freemium yesterday was the under in the Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan game. And I like Dallas, Edmonton to go under in the NHL. I already started breaking down some props. I'm going to be on, so I'll just say this on Thursday. We'll talk about it when it comes up. But Pat Mahomes, I'm going to be over his rush attempts and over his rushing yards in the game against the Cowboys. And Thursday we have 3 really good games too, so going to be a lot of fun to talk about. Let me run through these NBA games. Again, guys, I'm sorry it's going to be shorter, but I don't want to get in depth when I don't have everything I need to know. Like, I don't even know who's sitting. Some of these things come up. So in the morning, I will post something. So please come back and check that out. And if you're new here and you're just checking this out this past week, on Mondays and Thursdays, I usually give out prop plays with the NFL Monday night and Thursday night game, and I give some out on Saturday and Sunday as well. And then I give the results of my algorithm for Monday Night Football and for Thursday Night Football. What I'm going to try to do this week is give you all 3 Thursday games and just tell you what the numbers look like, and I'll post those again on the Thursday podcast in the morning. And again, like, in posting those, so when I say them on the show, the reason I do that, I'm not making our video editor write down all this crap, but like, the reason I do that is I come back in the morning and post that stuff so you guys don't have to try to write it all down, because I know I'm talking fast. I talk fast generally, so it's hard to pick it up. And even if I have diarrhea of the mouth and you're listening, like, did he say... What did he say? So that way you can actually see. And what I do is I take what I consider the top players. It's usually quarterbacks, running back, tight end, and your best pass catchers. If you have 3 wide receivers and no tight end really to speak of, but I try to throw those numbers out as best I can. All right, in the NBA and the NBA Cup, we have Houston at Golden State. Golden State is a 1-point favorite. The total is 224.5. As soon as I looked at this game, I thought I was going to be on the under. Now, we know no Kevin Durant, as he was how long is he out for? I know he's banged up. Golden State has been playing the, hey, let's rest some guys here game. Let's rest some guys there. Jimmy Butler was pissed off at just the way they've been performing. So we'll see if they come out and play well. But I think the under is the right side of that right now as I sit here. Let's go to Minnesota at Oklahoma City. OKC is minus 10.5. 229.5 is the total here. And I really wanted to take Minnesota plus the points, but I'm not going to, and maybe I will tomorrow when everything comes out and I get to look at it. But this is a situation where I would look at Oklahoma City and go, these guys have just been, they're loaded. Like, if you haven't watched them, I mean, this AJ Mitchell cat, where the hell did you find him? Coming in, and again, somebody tried to compare it and pump your brakes a little bit to the Luka Jalen Brunson thing, where it's like, hey, Jalen Brunson's trying to get some burn on the court, but you got Luka, and so they spell, can they play together? AJ Mitchell finishes every game, like whether it's a blowout or not, and he runs that second unit and just tears it up. So really good ball player. But I do think the under is the right side of this. It's a big number. A lot of times, let's say we do get a blowout from Oklahoma City for whatever reason, those games tend to go under the total. I'm not saying all of them do, understanding there are blowouts that are shootouts. But more times than not, you see teams take their foot off the gas, put in players who aren't as talented, and the game slows down. I would look at the under for those first 2. This is one I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on. This is the one I look the most at, and maybe, you know what, I'll do that one last so we can call that a freemium, even though, again, I'm going to write everything in the morning. Milwaukee at Miami, 232.5. Miami's favored by 7. I had somebody was talking about Rollins the other day. And, like in daily fantasy to start the season, I think he was like a 4,500, 5K player somewhere there on FanDuel, maybe a little less on DraftKings. And then now he shot up to 8,000, especially when Giannis is out as well. And we'll have to see what his status is for this game. I don't know. But But it is funny to kind of look at Rollins, and I finally played him in a lineup, and he didn't do shit. So everybody was talking, oh, man, he's been dropping 50 spots here and there. We call him 50 burgers, but he's been putting up these big numbers, and I play him, and he doesn't do nothing. But he is a good ball player, and he has kind of been carrying that team. There's still good pieces, even without Giannis, but it's nowhere. Giannis is the straw that stirs the drink there, and there's no question. I would look to take the Bucks plus the points here. I do think 7 might be a bit much. Miami plays fast pace, so they can allow teams to stay in games with the up tempo, taking a lot of shots if they're not falling. Tyler Hero's back, and he actually shot the ball well in his first game back. I think he dropped 24. But yeah, so if we look at this game, I think the Bucks is going to end up being the right side plus the 7 points. But this Heat team, yeah, it is concerning because they have the fastest pace in the league. Bam's back, Tyler's back. I think there's going to be some feeling out process. They look good in game 1, or at least kind of. I mean, there was a lot of points scored. I'm sorry, there wasn't. That was the Miami-Dallas game. The New Orleans game is the one that had all the points scored. I was on both overs, so I split there. So let's get to this last game. This is San Antonio at Portland. Portland, my glass is crooked, minus 2.5, 238.5 is the total. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on this over. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to what Denny Avdia has been doing. I mean, he looks like the Timu version of Luka almost, where it's like, oh, yeah, he scored 25. He got 7 rebounds. He got 7 assists, a couple steals, blocks. He's just been balling out ever since the Wizards trade him. It's like, hey, they can't draft anybody good. And then they trade Denny Avdia away, and he looks like a damn superstar. So I do think we see points here. San Antonio can get out and run. There's nobody that's going to limit De'Aaron Fox on the other side. He is going to push the ball. I just think we see a fast-paced game, lots of shots. My freemium is going to be on the over, and as I said, I'm almost positive I'm going to be on this one, but please wait till the morning. I will post my thoughts on these 4 games, and then I'll be back tomorrow with another podcast. Appreciate you guys checking this out. Sorry it's kind of brief, and even running through the 4 games, it feels kind of disjointed, but we will definitely break down a ton in the next, 3 or 4 podcasts. So definitely head over to Pickdawgz.com. Check out the premium plays that we have going on over there. Lots of great handicappers. So I've been killing it in the NFL. Yeah, I missed Monday night, which pisses me off. I think I was 1 point or 1 play out of being in first place on that leaderboard, and I'm going to get there. It's been a great NFL year for me. So best bets right now, winning, even though I pushed this past week in my best bet with Arizona, plus the 3. There's a couple of doozies this week, and I love all 3 games on Thursday. I never say this because, people force the issue on Thursday. It's like, I don't want to bet this Dallas game, or I don't want to bet this Lions game. Things have changed since both teams have gotten better. But I got to admit, you turn on some of those games, you're like, I can't take the Lions plus the points. I don't want to take a road favorite on Thanksgiving. What is this? And then you look at the total going, the number seems right, and then you force a play, and then you hope you get lucky before the meal comes out, and then you're bitching during the Cowboys game. So, yeah, in years past, I'd look at it and go, yeah, I like one of these games. I like 2. I love all 3. These all 3 were on Sunday. They would be in my top 5. So we will talk about these games on tomorrow's podcast. Appreciate you guys checking it out. I'll see you tomorrow.